Bitcoin is selling off. Now, this is interesting. So remember, my one trend line was a little bit above this. This is where art meets science. So the science, what I talk about is trend lines are a science, meaning it's connecting this high to this high to this high. But then you also have to be ready to say, wait a minute, it didn't quite tag my trend line. Was my trend line slightly off, or was the science off? Chances are the science isn't off. It's more my trend line. And this is where the art form comes in. You have to say, okay, well, then the trend line was just right here, right? And ultimately what I did was I connected this high to this high, and we get essentially that high there. So that now becomes our level to beat on the Bitcoin chart. Notice again, last week, this was a fantastic call from last week. I said wide range reversal candle, inside bar bearish pattern, and down it comes. And it sure did come down beautifully late last week into the weekend. And now it's actually starting to make another little bearish pattern.
Bitcoin Zella stands out with its simplicity and clarity. We've crafted an experience that anyone can dive into, whether you're a crypto expert or just a new to the crypto world. Now guess who keeps his eye on us? The author of best-selling book Rich Dad Poor Dad, Robert Kiyosaki. And we want to take this opportunity and thank all the people who trusted us, and we read every comment. And the best part, it's free. Subscribing now means you will get all new information for free. Don't just follow the trends, stay ahead of them. Subscribe to Bitcoin Zella today and enjoy the new edge. Gareth Soloway breaks down Bitcoin moves, key crypto trends, and smart trading setups. Stay tuned to catch his market insights.
Now notice where we've come into, right? So if we look at this sideways consolidation right here, if we take a look at this sideways consolidation zone is essentially where we found support. So see all this sideways chop right in here? Well, that's where we're finding support. Now, if this breaks, it opens the door to the next sideways area right down here, where we would start to see our next area of support, which would be around 96,700 down to about 94, right? So that would be your next zone. But right now, this is your level of support on Bitcoin. We'll watch and see if it holds true or not. Over the weekend, I did close out quite a few big winners on the short side in my crypto service, Smart Money Crypto. So that was awesome, folks. We took 3 big gainers off the table. I'm still holding some altcoins on the short side as well, inclusive of Bitcoin, which is slightly in the money here on the short side as well, as I've maneuvered with them kind of right around this high to slowly accumulate the short side. As I do expect, I mean, listen, I don't know how low Bitcoin will go, but again, if I'm right that the market, even if we touch all-time highs, the stock market should peter out up in this range. And then once the stock market comes in, then you start to look at Bitcoin likely coming in. Speaking of which, it is important to note that sometimes Bitcoin can be a leading indicator. And again, you wonder if, the stock market's basically been going sideways, but Bitcoin's been rolling over. Does that tell us a stock market rollover is in the not too distant future? There's anywhere between a 2 to 4 week lag of the stock market historically to Bitcoin coming back. All right, let's look at gold here, guys. How's gold doing today? Gold does look like it's trying to break out. And again, here was your support level right here with the upsloping trend line right there. It's a beautiful level. We tagged it. Remember, I was short gold. We took our money right in this lower level here. And then I've just been kind of watching and patiently waiting and looking to see if we do get the breakout. And that's exactly what we're getting here. So again, it's unconfirmed. So we have to see where it closes today. But with the dollar looking weak, you can't, you got to kind of go on that side that gold will continue to power up, especially considering how much gold is being bought by institutional money as well as central banks. The central bank buying of gold is just insatiable. And that to me, I mean, these are the guys that have the keys to the castle, right? They're the ones that have the printing presses. They're the ones with the most information, these central banks. And if all these central banks are just buying gold hand over fist, it's kind of like, well, yeah, I mean, why are they doing it when they're the ones that control the printing presses? Okay, they probably know they're going to screw everyone, including the fiat currency. So we got to have an alternative. Now, I'm talking like 20, 30 years out. I mean, it's not like an immediate thing. But, listen, we know that governments almost never cut back on spending unless they're forced to by external economic forces. We're already seeing that with the U.S. government here. The Doge cuts, considering what's going on there, is relatively minor to potentially the spending increases that we would see with the new tax and spend bill. So, I mean, it's just politicians, and I've gone on rants about this before, is when you don't have term limits on, a lot of the political players, it's ultimately going to make it so that you're always incentivized to keep things good now by printing money versus, making the hard decisions that is probably the good decision for the overall longer term, even if it causes pain in the near term.
Bitcoin investors just got a big boost from President Donald Trump. Since his election win in November, Bitcoin has surged nearly 60%, even topping 100 and at $11,000 at times. His administration has leaned heavily pro-crypto, placing allies in key roles including a crypto-savvy head of the SEC, and even launching a U.S. strategic Bitcoin reserve, signaling serious support for digital assets at the federal level. But the biggest news may be his latest move, reversing previous Labor Department guidance that warned companies against letting employees invest in crypto through 401k plans. That warning, issued under President Biden, had discouraged many employers from offering crypto options in retirement accounts. Now, with that guidance lifted, employers are free to explore crypto offerings, potentially giving Bitcoin access to a massive pool of retirement savings over $8.9 trillion worth. With institutional giants like BlackRock already suggesting Bitcoin deserves a 1 to 2% place in balanced portfolios, this policy shift could open the door to broader adoption. For many, Bitcoin is starting to look less like a risky bet and more like digital gold with staying power.
The dollar today is looking lower. Look at this, guys. So again, we have a trend line right down here on the US dollar. You can see it's connecting right through this low. For the last 2 to 3 weeks, I've been saying this is a bearish pattern, right? The down move, we've had the big down move. We broke this technical level of support, right? So longer term trend line going back to 2021. We connected through this low in September of 2024. We finally came down one more time here, hit it, bounced, and then broke, okay? Once it broke, what do we know about this? This becomes resistance. And look at how price goes back to what I call the scene of the crime. It's a classic setup. But over the last 3 weeks, I've said to you guys, okay, we've broken this level. So sure, we could retrace to the scene of the crime, which is what we did. But where's the ultimate net direction of the dollar? The net direction is down. And it looks like, and again, it's early in the day, but the dollar is trying to break another trend line connecting a short-term low here with a secondary short-term low in this area. And if, again, we break this, we're likely headed down on the U.S. dollar.
Ethereum is showing signs of a major breakout, and some analysts believe a surge to $6,000 may be just around the corner. One key reason: a striking similarity between Ethereum's current price structure and a fractal pattern seen in gold between 2019 and 2024. This 5-point breakout structure includes 2 tops, 2 deep pullbacks, and a rounded base before liftoff, just like gold, which rallied over 60% to new highs. Ethereum, having recently bounced off its $1,600 low, is now approaching the crucial $3,000, $3,500 resistance zone mirroring gold's breakout level. But that's not the only bullish sign. Ethereum is also replaying its famous 2016 to 2017 setup, which ended in a meteoric 1,000% rally. According to analysts like Crypto Eagles, the 2024 to 2025 cycle could follow the same trajectory, especially as the current base is far larger and the fundamentals are much stronger. They predict $5,000 to $6,000 easy this cycle. Adding fuel to the fire is Ethereum's rising dominance over Solana as the memecoin hype fades. With institutional money pouring in over $321 million in recent weeks, alone Ethereum's strength is building fast. If momentum continues, this could be the cycle where Ethereum not only reclaims its highs but sets a new benchmark for what's possible. If you've been with us so far, a big thank you. Don't forget to subscribe for free to Bitcoin Zella for your daily news. The link is waiting below. That's all for today's crypto news. Stick around for more updates, insights, and analysis on cryptocurrencies. Share your thoughts in the comments, like this video, and subscribe for more exciting content.